Hello, I'm going to be showing you how to transfer your domain from one registrar to the other. In this tutorial, I'm going to be using Kwikaweb. So it's basically how to transfer my domain from my previous registrar to Kwikaweb. So the first thing I would do is go to kwikaweb.com. Now, once the website loads, I have the option of clicking on this. Already have a domain, transfer it to us, or I could go to the domains menu and click on it, and you can see I can also select the sub menu of domain transfer. So I'll just be doing this from the front page. So I'll just click on this. Okay. So now that it has loaded, I'll just put in the domain name that I want to transfer. So for this tutorial, I'll be transferring quikatech.com, and then I'll click on transfer. Okay. So you can see it is asking for an authorization code. An authorization code is also like known as, or popularly known as, an EPP code. So this code, what this code does is, that is what would give the authorization to Kwikaweb that they can proceed with initiating the domain transfer. So to get this code, I would have to go back to my current domain registrar. So this is my current domain registrar. And then I'll just log into my account. Put in my email address and password. And then I'll log in. And I would click on domains. And this is Kwikatech, so I'll just click on this. And then the first thing you have to do before you get your EPP code is disable your registrar lock. So I would click on registrar lock. As you can see, the registrar's lock status is enabled. So I would click on disable registrar lock. Okay, now the registrar lock has been disabled. So that means now I can transfer my domain. So next thing I'll do is click on get EPP code. As you can see, as I've clicked on it, it is showing me my EPP code. So what I'll now do is I'll copy that EPP code and go back to Kwikaweb. So I'll impute it here and then click on confirm. Oh, okay. So it has confirmed currently. But now the thing is, depending on your domain registrar, there are some domain registrars that don't allow you, they don't make that process easy of getting your EPP code. You might have to eventually reach out to them. Well, I've had case scenarios where domain registrars provide even EPP codes via that way, and when we want to transfer, the EPP code is wrong. So you have to be sure that your EPP code is correct. Now, you can even double check with your domain registrar, maybe open a support ticket and ask them that you try to get your EPP code. Is this correct? So once they give you that go ahead that your EPP code is correct, then you can proceed to do the domain transfer, because without the correct EPP code, the transfer would not work. So now that I've gotten my EPP code, so all I just need to do is I'll click on the ID protection. The ID protection is basically protecting your information whenever you register or transfer your domain. So I'll click on that. We don't allow you pay for that on Kwikaweb currently. So you can use that to your advantage. And then for the name servers, as you can see, if you're going to host that domain, like the domain you're transferring, if you want to also like create an hosting plan on Kwikaweb, you can leave this as default. But if you probably you just want to transfer your domain and still host with your current provider wherever you're hosting, you would have to change this. So you have to get your name servers from your current hosting provider and input that in this field. Now, that does not mean you cannot still proceed. You can still proceed like this and change it later. So it's just depending on what you want for the name servers. But if you're hosting on Kwikaweb, it is important to just leave it like this as default. And then I would click on continue. Okay. So one thing I always ensure is make sure that you are not making any spelling error. So like here, I said I was gonna transfer Quicatech the com. So I want to be sure that I'm not like writing E instead of I or writing like just making any spelling error. So just double check. So quickertech.com. Okay, that's correct. So now that I've double checked, all I need to do is I'll just scroll down. I have the option of logging in as an existing customer or creating a new account. And then for the domain registrant information now, I have the option of like putting in the contact detail because like now maybe there's a case where you registered that domain with your previous provider and you used like a different registration information. Now you can use this add new contact and put in that information you used. Like that means if you don't want to associate it with your current um login details and all of that, you can just put in that detail. But for this tutorial, I'm associating it with my own current login details. I just put use default contact above. Then I have the option of choosing my payment method and then clicking on the I have read rather and agree to the terms of service. So and that's before I check out. So what I'll be doing right now is I'll be logging in as an existing customer since I already have an account. Okay, I'll log in. Oh, okay. So now that I'm logged in, because my card is already linked to the account, all I just need to do is click on read and agree to terms of service. Okay. So now my order has been placed. So I'll just click on continue to client area. Then I would click on domains. So here it's showing just my active domain. So I'll just click on pending transfer. That's from the viewer. I can turn the option to pending transfer. And here you can see it. The status is currently pending. Um, and then if I click on it, as you can see, this domain is not currently active. Domains cannot be managed unless active. This is because like this process, like when you transfer a domain, it is not an instant process. It takes at least like most like maybe even 24 hours to like 7 days. Like really, like it takes that's like a day to like 7 days. So it's highly dependent on your current registrar. Now, what do I mean by that? Like, that is how fast they are to release the domain. Because like when you um initiate the transfer, it will be sent, like there will be a transfer request sent to your current registrar, that they have to approve. So once they approve, that means like they've released the domain to Kwikaweb, and then from Kwikaweb, you can be able to manage your domain. So there are case scenarios where we've had like registrars not approving the request, and this can be either because your authorization code, that's your EPP code, was wrong, which you have to make sure like it is correct, or maybe you got the domain free from the registrar. So like I think those are the two case scenarios. But if you paid for that domain, if you've been paying, it is your domain, it is your right. No registrar should tell you it is not your right. As long as you paid for it, it is your right. So like I'm just explaining like case scenarios where there might be a delay. But the thing is, like once that has been like once your domain has been released, depending on how fast your registrar is to release that domain, then you can be able to manage that domain from your Kwikaweb dashboard. So what you should always look out for is look out for this email, the- not the domain transfer initiated. This is just to like um show that yes, the domain as like the transfer has been initiated. So the email you are supposed to look out for is this: domain transfer completed. So what this means is that from with this email, like once I log into my dashboard, I'm now able to manage that domain. So you see if I go back to my dashboard, right? And I reload this page. Okay. So you can see now that my status now is active. Like that means I can now manage my domain. Now, it is very important that you should lock your domain. So you can see I'm getting that warning that the domain is currently unlocked. So what I'll just do is click on registrar log, and I'll just click on, like I'll just toggle this switch and put it on. As you can see, that has enabled the lock status, like it is now on. So if I go back to my overview, yes, everything is working as intended. So that is it. Like now I can manage my domain because that transfer has been completed. So you should look out for this transfer completed from Kwikaweb or wherever your new registrar is. You should look out for that transfer completed. And with that transfer notification, it means that you can effectively manage your domain with no issue. Like that means your domain has transferred successfully. So that is it. That is how to transfer a domain. Thank you for watching.